Much for tires and auto repair.
Come to my family at Dr. Tire.
We carry nearly all brands of tires,
including Michelin, Continental, Bridgestone, and Mastercraft.
And we have one of the largest inventories in Genesee County.
Basic quote, we will beat it.
We offer many services including lifts, wheels, engines, brakes, and more.
Plus, on most of our jobs, we offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty.
Come see our family at Delta Tire,
where we'll save you money.
Barbecue Beast sauces are made from scratch using quality ingredients to create a truly delicious barbecue taste. Try our original Beast sauce, sweet with a kick. Turn up the heat with Spicy Beast, Hot Beast, and Carolina Beast. Or experience the award-winning taste of our Curry Beast and On the Bay Beast sauces. Owned and operated locally by the power of women veterans, these quality sauces are versatile and made for everyone. Great for grilling and the perfect way to complement your favorite foods. Barbecue Beast, the exceptional barbecue sauce.
Be sure to visit rabbitholepodcast.com today and check out the Halloween episode just released where the guys packed up all the equipment and traveled to a haunted location full of antique relics and take phone calls with first-hand encounters with spirits, ghosts, and all things paranormal. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out the new episode today at rabbitholepodcast.com.
Here at Jackie Jones, we have plenty of new and used trucks, SUVs, and sport cars, and are gaining more vehicles as we head into the summer months. Stop by and meet with our excellent team that are guaranteed to provide you with top-notch customer service that you won't find anywhere else. You can find us at www.jackiejonescdjr.com or call us at 706-865-3168. We're located at 2840 US 129 South, Cleveland, Georgia.
Alrighty, good evening everybody. How's everybody doing here tonight? Well, we're here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is the Average Joe's Sim Racing League, the mini stock here on Monday nights. And we are here for a show, especially being at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You can see the whole big train of cars flying by us here at the finish line, watching them all here during this pit party, during this practice session of 5 minutes left. We're going to have a great show. These cars are definitely on a roll, man. These drivers are ready to go. I've seen some crazy times getting put out there. We have 21 drivers that have showed up so far here tonight. And why not have a good time with it? It's one of those things that things can happen anywhere on the track. We've seen great racing before, and it's phenomenal to know what we're going to be looking forward into. So, looking at our standings heading into Charlotte here, Willie Smith is your points leader, 158 points. You can look on our Facebook side of things and see the brochure, what the points are looking like. John Sheen right now 125 points in second. Stephen Blevins in third at 121. Jason Rushing at 115 for fourth. Douglas Ivy for 114 points for fifth. Ikari King, he's right now at 102 for sixth. Austin right now at 102. Joshua at 96. Blake is also at 96. And Brandon at 80 points so far. That is rounding your top 10 here tonight. So kind of see some cars out there and sitting on pit road also. We got Budweiser. We have some cool schemes out here right now on board with the number 12. Sitting at the end of pit road right now. Not at the end, but sitting in his pit box right now. Enjoying, trying to get situated. Justin Day right now. You can see him sitting right there behind him. Also, Willie Smith out here tonight. He's in this number 3 Cheetos machine. John Sheen right now getting ready to leave pit road out here. We got 3 minutes, 15 seconds left. He's in this number 1. Brian Day in number 70. He's currently in 5th, rounding your top 5 right now. looking like he's going to put down a good lap this time by. His last lap was a 37.137. His best lap a 36.124. Austin right now in the 45, sitting on pit road, and Jonathan peeping right now in the 21, holding on to 7th during this practice session out here tonight. I see a couple of you out there. Good to see everybody. How's everybody doing here tonight? Hope you're all enjoying the show and ready to have some fun out here. Let me know in the chat how it's going. I would love to hear from you. Definitely would, hope everything's going great out there for you, especially knowing it's the start of the week and see some great racing here at Charlotte. We got Joseph right now in the number 69, holding on to 9th, and Douglas Ivy right now in your top 10 here during this practice session. That's what we're seeing here tonight. Alrighty. We want to give some shout-outs here tonight, though, too. It's going to be Barbecue Beef Sauce. Head on over to their Facebook or website and order you some delicious barbecue sauce. They have multiple different flavors. My opinion, you will not regret it. My opinion is better than Sweet Baby Ray's, but that is just my opinion. Also to Delta Tire, being a local sponsor here in Burton, Michigan. If you want some new tires, front end elements, things like that, they can hook you up. We want to say thank you to Delta Tire coming on board here also. Also to Sheath Underwear, use promo code NOLIFT. You can get yourself 20% off your order. So we want to say thank you to Sheath coming on board here tonight too. Also to Dubby, if you want to use code REDLINE, you can get yourself 10% off your order at checkout. We want to say thank you to Dubby coming here, being a sponsor here tonight too. So thank you all for all the sponsors here, able to do what they do here for us. Especially Average Joe's Sim Racing League, letting us come on board here, and all the sponsors for the league. We can't thank them enough. So if you want to see some more action here in just a minute, we are going to see some qualifying going on. We're going to see some bumping and grinding side by side. We may see some 3 wide, knowing how these cars act. We'll find out. I'm not sure how they are going to react in the draft here. We may try to see if we can get a driver in for our interview here in just a little bit, see what they're thinking of what it takes to get them situated here tonight. Willie Smith, I was kind of watching him before we went live. His best lap was a 36.083. What's crazy, the longer these drivers stay out, how big of a difference they are on these lap times. So I'm really curious knowing when these green flags go, if we stay green flag racing, what will happen during the race here tonight. All right, 22 seconds left before we go into qualifying. We're just going to be right back here after this short commercial break.
Be sure to visit rabbitholepodcast.com today and check out the Halloween episode just released where the guys packed up all the equipment and traveled to a haunted location full of antique relics and take phone calls with first-hand encounters with spirits, ghosts, and all things paranormal. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out the new episode today at rabbitholepodcast.com.
All right, it is time to go into our qualifying session of the night here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pull up our scoreboard here and let's get green flag during our qualifying. Who is going to be the first one off of pit road? Douglas Ivy right now in the number 6, leaving pit road in this Budweiser machine, getting ready to have a drink out there on the track. Justin Day right now in the number 10, leaving pit road also. We got Kari in the number 12, leaving pit road. I'm really curious, though, what is on this machine. We're going to look at the Buckeyes machine. I was wondering what we were seeing. The good old Buckeyes good-looking machine here tonight. Alrighty, let's pull up our driving qualifying bar here and shows you how fast these drivers are going. We're going to go into the cockpit view of Akari here. Let's see what he can put down. We'll ride with him one lap around to see what it takes to get this lap started. He's definitely putting some speed down right now. Getting ready to go into turn number 1. You can see the engine kind of revving up a little bit, almost a full throttle here all the way into turn 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. She's going to stay right to that blue line close down to like we call the basement. Here he is into turn number 3 and 4. Still full throttle, letting off just maybe a tad little bit. Here he is going out of turn number 4. Coming to the line that time by This is going to put him crossing the line currently as your second place driver here at 36.720. Justin Day right now putting him up on your leaderboard, but Willie Smith, all the times are coming in now. Willie Smith on top of your leaderboard here. Fastest lap, 143.27 miles per hour. Jonathan Day in the number 80 now getting ready to start his lap time here. We got also John Sheen in the number 1 in the Hendricks Motorsports machine getting ready to start his times here. Daniel also here tonight having a good run. Let's see what he could put down in this 22 machine. I've seen a lot of different drivers here last week put some crazy times down, especially of a smaller track. With how these tracks are, though, what's crazy is how much momentum they can get going into these corners with the draft if they have help around each other. On board here with Joshua, currently holding on to 9th place. Brandon Carter now in the 93, putting him on the pole. You can see him slowing down back here out of turn number 2. Josh Condor right now in the number 11, holding on to 10th place. He's going to come out of turn number 2 down into the back stretch here. John Sheen on board, crossing the line here, and this time by, that is going to put him currently in 14th place, a 36.679. Go on board with a 79 of Jay LaGrave right now, getting ready to put a time down here, 131 miles an hour, 32, and climbing, coming out of the corner here. Let's go on to your roof camera here on board with Jay. Crossing the line, currently holding on to 18th place. He still has one more lap to go around here, while Brandon Carter still holding on to your 36.450 of a lap time. He is 0.046 faster than Jonathan Peepin in second place in that number 21. John Sheen putting him up to 4th place now, a 36.544 as your 4th fastest here tonight. Jay holding on to 18th, coming out of turn number 4 here now, coming to the line. Let's see if he can get a little faster than 18th place. That time by was a 38.136. He was able to beat his first lap time, but he's unfortunately still holding on to 18th place here at the moment of time. Looks like only 3 drivers have not put a time in quite yet. Jonathan Day, Nicholas Anderson, and Joseph Herbert, the only 3 that have not put one down here so far. Alrighty, so with that being said, we have about 25 seconds left to go into our race session of the night here tonight. Right now, track temperature is 92 degrees, air temperature 73 degrees during this qualifying session of the night. You can see all the sponsors out there rooting on. Let's see what these mini stock drivers have in store for us tonight. We do have a couple of teams out here. All day racing. We have Hammer Down Motorsports, Rabbit Hole Motorsports. That's a couple of the teams that are here tonight. I want to say thank you to them coming out here. I see Jerry out there tonight. Let's go, Akari. Good to see you, Jerry. Hope you're doing very well out there tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your qualifying starting grid here tonight. Let's go through it and see where all these drivers are starting here. In row number 1, we have Brandon and Jonathan. In row number 2 for tonight, we have Douglas and John. In row number 3 for tonight, we have Steven and Willie. In row number 4, we have Justin and Brad. In row number 5, we have Blake and Joshua. In row number 6, we have Daniel and Josh. In row number 7, we have Jason and Akari. In row number 8, we have Austin and Robert. In row number 9, we have Brian and Jay. In row number 10, we have Jonathan and Nicholas. In row number 11, last but not least, we have Joseph. That is your starting qualifying grid here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Who's ready to have some fun here tonight? I am definitely excited. We are doing 50 laps here tonight. This is what we're seeing at this 1.46 mile long, 73 miles that these drivers are going to be doing here. 88 degrees right now for the track. About a mile per hour north wind, and it's completely sunny here. No clouds in the sky from what the radar is showing us here. So with 50 laps these drivers are going to be doing with that not much of a wind factor, well, I'm excited to see what these drivers have entail. I am, it's gonna be very interesting. Alrighty, so with row 1, Brandon and Jonathan going to be leading the field to the green flag for the first initial start of this race tonight. The ultimate question is who's going to be eating the bologna sandwich that we always like to say, because there's always a moment where a driver on a restart has a challenging time to try to take off, especially in the Geico restart zone. What I mean by that, we'll go on board here with Jonathan. This is what it looks like as a driver's point of view. He's got to time it just right, but also stay so close to your leader, but not jump the start. If you jump the start to rut road raggy, that is not going to be what you want. You get a black flag and everything like that. So that's one of these factors. It's challenging, and like we say about eating a bologna sandwich, missing that gear, just hitting the wrong, hit the gas pedal at the wrong time. It can actually become a parking lot on these restarts, and you definitely don't want to see that here at all tonight either. All right, the pace car is in, taking the hard left into pit road here. Let's go green flag racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is the Average Joe's Sim Racing League mini stock on Monday nights. Green flag out for the first time tonight. You see, we have a wreck in the backfield already on the restart. And that is going to see if we're going to still stay green flag, and I believe we are still green flag racing here. And there goes the yellow flag is now back out here. Couple drivers, I believe, may have gotten a black flag due to that incident, but that was because of passing. You don't want to pass before the before that flag stand. And so I think that's what happened there. It looked like a little bit of a checkup, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to watch the replay here again. You can see, unfortunately, just kind of some scenarios you don't want to be in. We're going to go back a little bit more and watch it slow motion. Let's go on to your chase view with the number 12. Let's actually see if we can move up one more position here. Why not? Oop, wrong way, of course. Actually, we're going to go on board here. You can see the accident right with the number 11 right in front, and basically great job by the 45 getting out of the way there. That could have definitely been a little scary. So back live here now, here at Charlotte, being our first caution of the night. Let's get, looks like the pace car probably take these lights off of this time by and go back green flag racing here once again. Let's see what these boys have in store for us tonight. Looks like just a little bit of a hiccup on that restart. Hey, things happen. You never know what will happen here. But a little cool factor, though, that we got going on out here tonight, though, too, is we have some driver cameras here. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we are going to stay single file on this restart. If I'm not mistaken, we'll keep an eye on that. I think we will be. But on board with a 78, we do have driver cameras here. Tonight, this is Jason. You can see the nice rig he's got going on over the view. Look at the nice action pack steering wheel and the modders he's got situated here tonight. So we'll definitely keep an eye on him. We'll see what he has in store for us tonight. Well, back live. Looks like we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here in just about 2 laps. If I'm not mistaken, pace car lights are still on here at this quick moment of time, but it'll change. So we have not completed really a lap, and, we're going to talk about the fastest times here and who's got the best time of the night, the biggest movers here tonight also. we'll keep an eye on that here in just a little bit. It does show the 21 of Jonathan Beeben. He does have a black flag here at this moment of time, but I believe due to passing under yellow is probably or actually before the finish line is probably why I'm thinking that's when I seen it come out. Not sure if that'll get cleared here or not, but this time it should be green flag. Also, the cool features that we have on here on Redline Racing Network, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to miss all the action here, if you head on over to our Facebook and give us a like and follow there, they'll give you all the updates, all the broadcast links, and all the information on the leagues for the Mondays or Sundays and the Mondays. That will let you know what everybody's doing here and what's going on for our broadcasts. So. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We definitely would appreciate it. It helps us get out there. Also share the video as much as possible. You know, it helps the drivers, the leagues, and the broadcast week in and week out. And we can't thank you enough for that. But when I'm talking about wanting to have you do it, I also want to say thank you to everybody tuning in out here so far out there. 217 of you. Can't thank you enough. But also, you know, want to say thank you to everybody that allows these drivers to come out for a couple hours of their night to be able to do this, you know, put all the work in, all the practice, to be able to let us have a show to be able to produce. If it wasn't for you able to allow these drivers to come out and give us something to watch, we would not be able to have something to produce. So thank you so much for everybody out there tonight. Looks like we have a little internet connection issue going on for a couple of drivers blinking that dang Kmart Wi-Fi, like we always say, or the Taco Bell Wi-Fi. Here we go, all bumper to bumper. Let's go back. Green flag racing for the second time tonight. Green flag out, going to be here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Beautiful start by your leader here, Douglas Ivy, has pulled away in the Budweiser machine. He does not want to share his Budweiser here tonight. Brandon Carter holding on to second place. Stephen Blevins in third. Justin Day in fourth. And Josh Sheen in fifth, rounding your top five here tonight. So Douglas right now trying to hold on to your lead here. Lap 5 completed out of 50 tonight. Let's see what's going to have in store. We only have 46 laps to go to the end of this. Looks like we do have a driver into the wall there. A little bit of just scrapes going on, giving some love to the wall here at Charlotte. Ooh, some grinding going on. Sparks are flying here tonight. Lap 6 completed here. You can see a couple of the different lines these drivers are taking on around here tonight. It is awesome to see. Also right now, Akari in the number 12 in the Buckeye machine holding on to 14th place here. You can see right now holding on behind the number 5. Ooh, it's getting a little dicey here. He is on the inside. Beautiful pass here to trying to get around Nicholas, the number 5 for 13th place. He's now keeping an eye on Daniel in the 22, holding on to 11th place here tonight. Coming into the corner, we got side-by-side action going on. As for your lead, man, these cars are definitely revving them out here tonight. Side-by-side action here is your gyro Eurocam. Like we always like to say, this shows you the banking there is here at Charlotte, and caution is out on the track here. Might have... Let's see what happened here. Oh, hard hit. Roof over the vision for the number 12. The number 70, definitely a hard hit. We're going to rewind it, find out what in the world just happened, because both of these two were riding really good together. Let's see what happened. Unfortunately, just kind of a bad situation. Not much room on the track, almost kind of 3 wide. You can see the number 12 here also being involved. That is Akari. Let's go on board and ride in the driver point of view of Akari here. And That's what definitely you don't want to see, is when your hood is above and you see the Buckeye looking right at you. That is definitely a scary moment to be here on the iRacing platform. You can't see a thing. All right, let's go back live here, and unfortunately not to what some of these drivers wanted to see, and ouch, that could have definitely hurt. And, you know, unfortunate places to be, but at least some of these drivers have some fast repairs, able to get fixed up and get situated here, and that's what we see. But also we do, you know, looking back at how these fast repairs work, we do have their biggest mover so far is going to be 6 positions so far tonight. Your 6th position is going to be Austin, the 45. Started in 15th place and currently right now in 9th. Your biggest mover of the night. Douglas Ivey still holding on your lead. Stephen Blevins in 2nd. Brandon Carter in 3rd. Justin Day in 4th. John Sheen in 5th. Rounding your top 5 here tonight. All right, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, we are still under yellow here. Let's see if we have a chance to talk to a couple of these drivers out here tonight and see how they're doing. Let's see if we can talk to Steven out here tonight. Unfortunately, I'm not able to move anybody here tonight. Oh, that is my apologies. So I'm not able to do interviews here at the moment tonight. We'll get that situated after the race. We do apologize for that. But right now with Douglas and Steven 1 and 2, Brandon in 3rd, 1, 2, and 3, and how these restarts are going to be, curiosity. Where do you want to restart? You want the high line, the low line? Where would be the best place to be here tonight? Alright, lap 10 out of 50 here. Pace car lights are off here once again. With that being said, we're just going to do this short commercial break.
Be sure to visit rabbitholepodcast.com today and check out the Halloween episode just released where the guys packed up all the equipment and traveled to a haunted location full of antique relics and take phone calls with first-hand encounters with spirits, ghosts, and all things paranormal. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out the new episode today at rabbitholepodcast.com.
All right, Rabbit podcast there. We definitely appreciate them coming on board here for the Average Joe's Sim Racing League for the mini stocks here tonight. All right, we see all the drivers all lined up side by side here once again. Lap 10 going to be completing lap 11 this time by here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to rumble and let's have some fun here in the booth. Alrighty, pace car is in. The flagman going to start dancing up in his little box. A little bit of diciness going on out there on the track. Geico restart zone. Here we are. Green flag out in the air here. Once again, beautiful start through the field, and we are going and going. Let's see who's going to be able to do it going into turn number 1. Up here in the blimp view right now, looking and watching everybody overboard, looking like we are a bird up in the sky here tonight. You see all the drivers getting up to speed, going down into the backstretch right now. You can see the battle going on for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Look at the outside liner right now. That 51 here, he is moving at the outside. That is going to be Stephen Blevins making some moves, trying to get to the lead here. Can he do it? I see a yellow flag out in the air here. Not sure who is involved, and I see cars everywhere. I see the 79 currently turned around here. Let's find out. We're going to rewind and find out what just happened here, because it just looks like cars were everywhere out here tonight. So they are basically getting already turned around, and a couple of them just trying to avoid the situation there. But I see Jason, another driver, involved. Let's go back a little bit farther on him and see what happened with him. See a car up against the wall. That is a green car up there. Oh, and he comes down into the 78. Nowhere to go. I'm not sure how that actually happened. Kind of curious to see. The 92 is who we see. We're going to go farther back. I wonder if the 92 had a little bit of issues here at all. That is Joshua. Let's go on board here with him. Unfortunately, gets right into the wall there. And just gets bounced off, and unfortunately right there, that's going to get a couple drivers collected, and that's going to leave a mark for a couple of them. And ouch, a lot of damage. At least they may have some fast repairs here tonight, and that's not a night they definitely wanted to see for some of these drivers, but at least they have some fast repairs. That's definitely what it matters, knowing that anything could happen, and it could be ouch moments. Looks like right now we do got a lucky dog going around the track there. That is going to be Jonathan Peepin, then 21. Currently back on the lead lap now for 20th place. We saw that black flag from earlier, and it does, if I'm looking at it correctly, he did serve that penalty a little bit ago, so that could be why he got one lap down here tonight due to the black flag. So back up front, while we're going to wait for everybody to get situated, we'll be here doing our play-by-play here tonight.
Be sure to visit rabbitholepodcast.com today and check out the Halloween episode just released where the guys packed up all the equipment and traveled to a haunted location full of antique relics and take phone calls with first-hand encounters with spirits, ghosts, and all things paranormal. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out the new episode today at rabbitholepodcast.com.
Here at Jackie Jones, we have plenty of new and used trucks, SUVs, and sport cars, and are gaining more vehicles as we head into the summer months. Stop by and meet with our excellent team that are guaranteed to provide you with top-notch customer service that you won't find anywhere else. You can find us at www.jackiejonescdjr.com or call us at 706-865-3168. We're located at 2840 US 129 South, Cleveland, Georgia.
Alrighty, back live here, looking at all the action, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here in just a little bit. We're going to go on board here with the number 51 on the roof cam here, watching him. We're going to actually, you know what? We're going to go on Justin Day, watch the action going on right for the second row of this restart, because these two right up front have been, for the about a lap and a half, almost touching doors, trying to make sure they're in the right spot on this restart. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Your green flag is about to wave. The flag man to start dancing up in his little box. Pace car take that hard left down to pit road. Here we are into your Geico restart zone. Here he is. Let's see who's going to take off perfectly. And there they are, all getting a go. And Douglas Ivy, beautiful start on the inside line. And you can see right now that number 93 of Brandon Carter definitely got what he wanted to on the inside line. A beautiful start there. That's going to get a little bit of switching and going on around the track right now. 15 laps out of 50 completed here so far tonight. Here's your caution information. We've had 3 cautions, 8 laps under caution, 4 lead changes here so far tonight. We only have 36 laps to go to the end of this race, and Douglas right now holding on to your lead, trying to make things happen up here. Who's got what it takes to get around this Budweiser machine? They are double file through. He's led 11 laps. Steven has led 3 laps here so far tonight. That is comparisons for 1 and 2. Side by side, here we go for your lead of battle that we love to see here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Look at the run on the outside line for the bump drafting. Beautiful push by the number 10 of Justin Day, trying to give him a good little edge and get in front. He does, and he's going to fall right in front of the number 8 machine, number 6 machine. Here they are out of turn number 4, coming to the line this time by completing lap 17 here out of 50. Still side by side once again. Here comes number 6 fighting back on the inside, trying to get around the 51 here. Can he do it at this moment in time? He has it. Can he get it to stick? Out of the corner here, out of turn number 4, coming to the line. Can he get what it takes coming to the line, though, and making the pass out of turn into turn number 1, coming out of turn number 2 here in just a second. Side-by-side action. Here we go. Still battling very hard here tonight. I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out. Still side by side, we got company all the way through the field, double file all the way back, and we can see it going back pretty decent from position wise. And this is actually, we're seeing right now, Nicholas, a part of this whole big group. This is all the way back from 9th place here at the moment, and it's actually all the way back to 10th place. That's how close these battles are going on for the front pack right now. I see somebody wrecking back in the back here, and that is going to be Jason Rushing involved there. I'm not sure exactly what just happened. He's going to bring it into pit road. He called the tow truck. Unfortunate night for him. I'm not sure how that exactly happened, but not in what he really wanted to see here. Back up front, though. As your lead, lap 20 out of 50 completed so far. Number 6 of Douglas Ivy has just the nose in front as your leader right now, but with a push from the number 10, they're coming into the corner, the 51. Door to door, here comes the 6 with just the corner panel ahead, coming out of turn number 4, coming to the line. Man, this is definitely amazing, great racing right now. Watching all of it happen, you can see how much they're going to try to give them each other a push coming into turn number 1. On board here with Justin Day. Justin right now gives that little push down the backstretch here at Charlotte. Never thought we would see much of a bump draft race here going in. You can see these cars pushing and basically revving them out here with the engine. Man, these cars are definitely working them tonight. We're going to be coming to the halfway point here in just a tad, a little bit. This is where it gets fun because it gets closer to the end of the race where things will start getting a little dicey and drivers starting to push a little bit harder, knowing that we're getting down to the crunch time. Things need to happen. What will happen here tonight? Looking back right now, the 93 giving the number 6 a good push on the inside line, but look at the run that right now Justin Day is getting onto the 51 because of that bump, that draft here tonight. On board here with Blake now in the number 9, trying to make a move, closing to get in here. Kind of reminds me of a Talladega / Daytona race because of how close these drivers are. Some good side-by-side racing, though, and keeping it green, keeping it going here tonight. And we do have a yellow flag out here tonight. A couple drivers may have off the pace here, off the track. I see 79 being one of them. Roll Raggy, let's go back and see what just happened. Oh, wrong place, wrong time, and there goes the 79 mowing some grass here, helping the Charlotte Motor Speedway workers mow the grass. And I think he saw there was a spot that was missed. There was a weed that was not taken care of, and he was able to take care of it here tonight. We definitely want to say, Jay, thanks for cleaning up the weeds out there. Not what he really wanted to see, but we always got to say that because it's always fun knowing that. You go for a crazy ride in the grass, it can get very, very scary. All right, here is the view of Jay right now. We saw a little bit of collision coming out of the corner there. I'm curious just to see if there was a little bit of a bubble. No, there really wasn't. Just kind of one comes down, one kind of goes up a little, but not too much, and just unfortunately, that gets you turned around. Well, I'll have to say that was a perfect pit maneuver situation there. Hit him just right, gets him turned around, and gets him back going. So Jay's going to start back in 18th place back here right now. Let's see if he goes down into pit road. Steven right now as your leader. Douglas Ivy in second, Justin Day in third, and Brandon Carter in fourth here tonight. Hope everybody's having a fantastic night here so far tonight. Man, here in Michigan, the weather was beautiful. The beautiful day. Able to get everything going, and just I definitely could not complain one little bit. You know, knowing that we are getting closer to the winter time, knowing that racing is going to be, winter time for iRacing picks up a little bit. Not many people have things to do, and that's why we always like to get some more broadcast in. Here's your race off of pit road here tonight. One thing about these cars, the pit stops are a lot longer than a lot of them. You can see here's the race off of pit road. Beautiful strategies by some of these drivers. A couple of them still sitting in a pit road here at the moment, but man, oh man, what a cool strategy of calls that some of these drivers are doing. The race off of pit road was really cool, fantastic to see the different ways. Then Jonathan peeping right now, holding on to your lead. Jay holding on to second. Steven holding on to third, and Akari holding on to fourth here at the moment of time. All right, so let's be right back here after these commercial breaks.
Here at Jackie Jones, we have plenty of new and used trucks, SUVs, and sport cars, and are gaining more vehicles as we head into the summer months. Stop by and meet with our excellent team that are guaranteed to provide you with top-notch customer service that you won't find anywhere else. You can find us at www.jackiejonescdjr.com or call us at 706-865-3168. We're located at 2840 US 129 South, Cleveland, Georgia.
All right, we are back there sorry for the delay. We had to get stuff situated here, but pace car lights are off. Getting ready to go back green flag racing here in just a little bit. That's what we love to see, and I hope everybody's ready to have some fun here. Let's see who's got what it takes to get themselves in a beautiful, beautiful spot. So, here's a little bit of cool feature that we're seeing right now. Up front, they've been out there for 20 and 24 laps. Jonathan and Jay, 1 and 2 leading the field to the green flag. This is where it gets fun and interesting. Old tires against new tires. What will happen and what is going to happen, I should say. So with 27 laps out of 50 completed here, we are just over the halfway point of the night here tonight. Don't forget to give us a like and a follow here. Let's go back green flag racing here once again at Charlotte Motor Speedway here on Red Line Racing Network. Green flag out in the air. Beautiful start right now for your outside line. Look at the momentum they had right there. That Buckeyes is pushing and pushing right now. Let's see if he can stay and get around Jay. And ooh, we got some diciness going on right there. Man, that could have been scary. That could have been bad. That could have gone worse. And it is still going, though. Jay right now as your leader here with the older tires and the Buckeyes machine and the Budweiser's machine right there behind. They are looking and going. I hear somebody grinding the wall here tonight. That could be a little scary and making some marks on here at Charlotte. Here comes the Buckeyes making a move. Let's see what he can do. You can see a little bit right now the older tires are affecting a couple of, actually right now it's kind of affecting Jay. 3 wide right now down the backstretch, and this is where it gets definitely a little bit dicey. You see the 5 right now of Nicholas Anderson involved here, and ooh, that number 9 up against the wall, and here comes Jay and the 79. Both making contact with a car up in the wall. That could have been dangerous, but they are keeping it going. Green flag still in the air here. One thing about these cars, though, I feel like you can make a little bit of a bump, and it doesn't really affect you as bad as long as you keep it going. All right, back to the front here of Douglas Ivy right now, trying to take back the lead here. Can he do it? Let's keep an eye on this for a quick second, see what happens. I hate this camera angle. Ever since iRacing has done these new updates on these tracks, these camera angles are not the greatest here. We do apologize. But here we are watching right now. This group trying to make some moves up front. Let's see what's going to happen here going into turn number 3 and 4. Car right now as your leader here. Definitely, I bet you, Jerry, you're loving to see this right now up front with the Buckeyes machine trying to keep everybody behind him here right now. '51 right now of Stephen Blevins trying to work on the outside of the number 6 here of the Budweiser machine side by side. Here comes the Buckeyes giving them a little bit of a block, trying to keep everybody behind. We are 3 wide right now into the corner. Here comes the 51. Here comes the 6. 12 falls back. Here comes the 93 on the inside of the 12. Here comes the 1. Man, oh man, we got some racing going on here with 19 to go. Side-by-side action for your lead. Here comes the Buckeyes again, giving a little bit of a bump to the 51 going into turn number 3. I say right now, Douglas Ivy, he's definitely trying to hold those positions very well here tonight. Looking back right now as your standings, though, like we were talking about earlier, Willie Smith right now is your points leader at 158. Willie Smith right now is currently in 18th place. John Sheen right now holding on to second in your point standings at 125. And John Sheen right now holding on to 4th place here during this race. We got Stephen Blevins right now holding on 3rd in your points, and Stephen right now is battling for your lead with Douglas Ivy. Douglas Ivy is holding 5th in points right now at 114 points. Jason Rushing, I missed him, he's holding on to 4th in points at 115 points. And Jason right now has brought it into the infield with car damage. So that may hurt him in some points right now, and he's holding on to 4th. So that's what we're seeing for a couple of these drivers watching this crazy and awesome battles going on the track right now. Curious to see how this will play out in effect for some of these drivers. We have 6 drivers right now battling for your lead, though, back and forth, and that's these mini stocks, though. What are so cool about them is you can't really pull away too far, especially in these type of tracks. They kind of stay so close together. As long as you can kind of stay in that draft, you can see they're not really able to pull away. The momentums, the push, the drafts, everything's helping these drivers. And even the side drafting here is incredible. I've seen the 6 especially side draft the 51 quite a bit here tonight. And just using everything he can do with just coming to 14 laps to go to the end of this. So far, great racing going on here tonight, and all above right now. You know, we currently have 18 drivers on the lead lap. The farthest driver is only 7 seconds back from your lead pack here. Within the top 8 right now, or the gap's about a 0.2 second. That is it. 7th place currently right now is only 2.4 seconds back, and that is for 7th place. With 13 laps to go here tonight. Track temperature is 83. The air temperature is 73 degrees. Kind of a nice little night here or day for Charlotte Motor Speedway. Not too shabby for some of these drivers. But I forgot to put this up here, up in the booth tonight. It is myself, Brandon Cross, and I hope everybody is enjoying the show. Thanks for tuning in here, and hope you are all enjoying and having some fun out here tonight. But with 13 laps to go to the end of, or 12 laps to go to the end of this now. You know, tonight's distance was only 73 miles. That's only 50 laps that these drivers are taking on for a shorter amount of racing. I want to give some shout outs here tonight, though. I want to give a big shout out to Jackie Jones. We definitely want to thank them for coming on board here from Cleveland, Georgia. If you want to get yourself a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, get your new car, head on down there to Cleveland, Georgia, and get you one and pull that beautiful vehicle off the lot. Also, we want a big shout out to W. If you want to, actually I was going to say is W, if we want to thank them. They have multiple different flavors. It's kind of like an energy powder drink. If you can see they have multiple, like your green apple or different types of fruit. If you use promo code Redline, you can get yourself 10% off your order. Also, the barbecue bee sauce being a primary sponsor here for Redline Racing Network. If you want to get you some delicious barbecue sauce, head on over down to their website or Facebook or Amazon order and get you some delicious barbecue sauce. Also, to Sheath Underwear, use promo code NOLIFT. You can get yourself 20% off your order here at Sheath. Thank you for them coming on board here. Also, to Delta Tire being a local sponsor here in Burton, Michigan. If you want to get yourself new tires, front end alignments, brake pads, things like that, they can hook you up. So we want to say thank you to them so much, able to come on board here tonight. Alrighty, with 10 laps to go, coming to 9 laps, and watching this beautiful battle going on up front, back and forth here every single lap. Definitely can't keep an eye on all these different drivers. We got another group pack going on back here. We have Josh Conder, Nicholas Anderson battling here. The 80, the 10, the 00, the 45, the 9, all right here together. 2 different group packs going on here right now. And Stephen Blevins on lap 31 did get the fastest lap here tonight. And he is up there as your leader here tonight. Alrighty, 8 more laps back to your group pack up front. Here comes the one giving the number 6 a push down the backstretch into turn number 3 here at the moment of time. Let's see who, these two have been back and forth. If they stay like this until the end of the race, it's going to be a photo finish at the finish line, because look at this. Look at how close they get. That time by that Buckeyes machine had a good push and was able to keep Steven right at the crossing the line as up front. Here comes the number 1 on the inside line, trying to get back to the back bumper of the number 6, the 93 of Brandon Carter, being involved here too with just 7 to go, coming to 6 this time by. Back here and a little bit further back, Justin Day holding on to 9th place, having a good run. He's just riding it out too, and the always say, well, who's got it? Who's going to do it? This little pack up front could wreck out. The back in the back could wreck out. Or it could stay the same. You never know. We never know what's going to happen within the 6 laps here, especially knowing it's Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it is what we always love is these beautiful mini stock cars. That's what we'd like to see. Brandon Carter, though, kind of falling back a little bit from this top 4 at the moment. I saw there was a little bit of a gap. Ooh, almost a little bit of collisions going on up front. Here's on board with Brandon. On board with Akari and the Buckeyes machine, giving the 51 a little bit of a push on back. You can see the Buckeyes. You can see they had number 93 involved here. And here is Nicholas right now with the freight train right behind him, and you see the Shark. He is hungry and on a move up front. I believe I see Brandon coming down into pit road right now. Not sure if there was an incident that happened, but he's currently off the track going down with just 4 laps to go to the end of this race. Do they, they're kind of curious, did that just make it where are they running out of fuel? They've been out there for 21 laps on these tires. They may make it. It might be close. Kind of curious if what's going to happen. Side-by-side action going on right now for your lead, and this is an angle I hate to see. There we go. Coming to the line that time by that. Right now, that number 51 has it. It's kind of like your green and white checkered here at this moment. Stevens led 27, Douglas was led 14, and Akari's led 3 laps here at this moment of time up front. Coming down to 2 laps to go. The 12 giving the 51 a beautiful push here, still side by side at this moment of time. Who's got it? Who's got what it takes here at Charlotte Motor Speedway? Coming to the line this time by. Looks like Steven was able to get him that time. Look at the lap times. Steven and Akari just ran identical lap times here at this moment of time. So, with drivers running exact lap times up front is anybody's game. It's basically who's going to have the best push coming in to the corner here. This is where we're seeing coming to the line. This is where it's fascinating. In that time by, you can see this 51 had it. This is the white flag out in the air here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Coming. Let's see who's got what it takes for the JS Designs. 1 to go. Douglas Ivy right now. Does he have what it takes? And oh, the 1 and the 6 are connected, and there they are getting turned around. That's white flag, though, no yellow flags. Here comes the 12 and the 51. 12 on the inside of the 51. Can they do it? And oh, the 12 turns your 51, and oh, right at the line there tonight. Ooh, a lot of hard racing going on here. Steven right now showing 2nd place. Akari in 1st and John in 3rd. Nicholas Anderson in 4th. Austin in 5th. Josh in the number 11 in 6th here tonight. That is your top 5 here. What a race, what a night, what a good race we just witnessed here for the mini stocks on Monday nights. Now it is time for your post-race show of the night. We'll finish watching Akari burn it out here in just a little bit before all these drivers beat me off the track here. We're going to see how some of these drivers are feeling, knowing that this was a crazy, crazy race. All right, let's see if we can get some of them pulled up here and see how they're doing. Unfortunately, I'm not able to move some of these drivers. Let's see if I can move a couple others. Maybe. That is going to be the fun part here tonight. Unfortunately, we're not able to move. I'm not able to move anybody here at the moment. So I'm hoping maybe we can get somebody to join our interview waiting room here. But what a night we have just witnessed. All right, John, we're able to pull him up here. Let's see how John is feeling here tonight. Hey, John, this is Brandon in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good, bud. Look at you, able to bring home a P3 here tonight. Congratulations, bud. How are you feeling here tonight?
Pretty good. I hated what happened there, on the last lap, but I mean that's white flag racing, I guess. Everybody fighting for the front, so I hated that me and Ivy got into it. It was a good, clean race the whole race. Yeah, that was fun.
It was definitely fun to watch up here in the booth, and man, these cars are just phenomenal to watch because it kind of reminded me of a restrictor plate type of race. You guys really couldn't pull away from each other. The bump drafting, the draft was a big key thing coming in. And my question, besides that incident right there at the end, though, think like you said, it's last lap racing, but knowing that how these cars are handling in these drafts was a little nerve-wracking knowing if you could come here out of turn into turn 3 and 4 trying to make those moves, how challenging would it be?
Yeah, for sure, because it is really hard to pass. I mean, you got both lines working good and everybody trying to work together, and I don't know if Ivy went up and left the bottom open trying to like hang me out, I guess, or what. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it was definitely tough, and you had to kind of time it and get a good run, just like you were racing a draft track.
Heck yeah. Well, buddy, congratulations on your P3 tonight. Anybody you want to give a big shout out to that made this machine possible here tonight?
Just shout out to all the buddies and stuff that had a race with, and you guys for putting on the broadcast, and Jason for putting on this Monday Night League. It's been a blast.
Heck yeah. Well, buddy, have a great night. You stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, that is John there, ladies and gentlemen, for your P3 here tonight. All right, next up is going to be our third place finisher here. Let's see how Steven is feeling here tonight. Let's see if we can pull him up here and see. For some reason, of course, it's not wanting me to pull. Let's see how he's doing. Hey, Steven, this is Brandon in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
All right, bud. Look at you, able to bring. Of course, I rewinded when I get you turned around here. Watching you, all night long, and able to bring home a P2 out of the deal here tonight. How are you feeling overall?
Oh, I should have just held my line. I had it, man. Went for the late block, and he was already there. So, I'll take it. It's still a good showing, man. It's good fun.
Heck yeah, knowing how this race was and the field strategy, the curiosity part, I wasn't for sure. Were you guys kind of nervous knowing how much fuel you had left here tonight?
No, I think we were 3 to the good, 2 to the good, something there at the end. I heard the 5 to go on the fuel, so I knew we had to cut it close halfway there. But
heck yeah. Well, overall, going here into Charlotte Motor Speedway and then looking at, the future here at the next couple weeks of the schedule, looking at November 3rd, we're going to Concord. Going from Charlotte to Concord, what are you thinking? What is your opinion? Do you think you're going to be able to get yourself in a podium spot or even one spot better?
I hope so, man. But I love the big tracks, man. These little mini stocks are a blast to run around here full speed, sliding everywhere, the pushing. So kind of hoping see I can do something on the shorter tracks, and we'll see.
Heck yeah. Well, buddy, who do you got to give a shout out to that made this machine possible here tonight?
Man, I'll shout out the car. Man, he pushed me the whole way. It's just, if we'd all been 4 wide there or 4 together there, he probably would have pushed me to the win. But,
Heck
it was still
yeah.
a good time, man. I shout out to him, man. Good win for him. And I'll see y'all next time.
Heck yeah. Well, Steven, you have a great night. You stay safe out there, bud, and we'll see you next week. And hopefully maybe we'll talk to you in one spot better next week.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
All right, that is Steven there. Sorry for the delay on trying to change the driver's picture here. Next up is your race winner here in the Buckeyes machine. Let's see how he's feeling here tonight. Hey, Akari, this is Brandon in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hello.
Well, bud, look at you able to get your race win here in the Buckeyes number 12 machine, bud. Congratulations. What a race. How are you feeling?
I don't know yet. It was a struggle bus for the first, I think, 20 so laps. Yeah, it was in being in the back. I was just so much faster than the guys, and I don't know if you saw. I was passing a lot of those guys back there on the top lane by myself with no help and just passing them like they were breaking in the corners. But ultimately, I got into a few of those incidents back there. Some may have been me, some may have not. I got to look at the replays and look and see what happened. But the pit strategy, pitting, I pit on every single caution because I needed damage fixed anyway, and got fuel, and that's ultimately what put us in P4, I believe, on the final pit stop. While everybody had to take 2 cans, we were only taking 1.
I was just going to make a comment about that. I was looking back at your guys' field strategies, and yeah, your last pit stop was a 16.1 second stop compared to everybody around the 22 to 23 seconds. And, I always say week in and week out, you have to do something a little bit different to make things, come to different strategies, knowing that how these cars handle. And you just did that tonight and by a strategy call of doing just fuel. And it worked out for you, bud. Congratulations. Looking back going into from tonight, got yourself a win. Going to Concord next week, what do you think, bud? Do you think you can you get yourself a back-to-back win again?
Well, we'll see. I think this definitely puts some momentum in our tank. And we'll see what happens next week. This team, this 12 team, we've been really good with long run, especially at short tracks. And so we just see if we can do the same thing. Qualifying, we got to get better at qualifying, to be honest. Putting yourself in the back of the field and then trying to fight all the way to the front is difficult. So we got to get better at qualifying. And what about that finish, huh?
What a finish it was! Of course, my blame is these camera packs. Seems like ever since I got back into broadcasting, these new tracks, the camera packs I had made suck. So I didn't get the perfect camera angle, because in my angle it looks like it was chaotic there. But we'll get that fixed. But it was great, and that's you guys is side by side. Honestly, I felt like we were at a Daytona or a Talladega. We were at a restrictor plate. That's what it felt like.
Yes. It felt like that in the car. I mean, I'm pushing Steven on the straights and then trying to get him a good run in the corner. But for him, it was a little bit too much speed in the corner. He'd slide up and we'll lose the speed, but get the run off. It was definitely like what do you call it? Like a tandem drifting. But on that last lap there, I told Steven coming to the last lap, I said, listen, I have to stick with you because we're 2x2. If John makes a move, then I'll make a move. But if I make a move and John is with Doug and he has help, then we both lose. And so when John and Doug got into their scuffle there, me and Steven, we were racing, and I, I tried to get on his inside. He tried to block it. I was already there, and we just 2 guys racing for the win. Honestly, I think it would have been better if he would have spun across the line and I finished second.
It would, and it's crazy how all the action, how it all turns out. Just especially it's last lap racing. Things happen. You're racing for the win, trying to get in the good, the good points and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating how everything turns out, and you never know. The outcome until it's already there, and it's at that moment you're like, oh,
Yeah.
But one last question I have for you. Looking at the standings, I don't have the updated standings quite yet, but coming into this, you were holding on to 6th in points at 102 points, and you're tied with, I believe it's if I pronounce it right, Austin at 102. This definitely helps your momentum going into the next couple races. Does this help with confidence and momentum and knowing that, hey, every race I'm getting better and better, and things like this can help? Does this help your confidence in your points?
Yeah, so this definitely gives us that boost and the confidence to know that this 12 team can really, hold our own out here. We've been fast, since the drop of the green. for the series. I think we won the first race. I got P2 the second race, I want to say, or so, and then last week we were absent. But you know, for another P1 finish, at least I think we're averaging a top 5 with this 12 car. But it definitely makes everything worth it. Whatever they're doing in the workshop, whatever they're doing on the practices, whatever we're doing to this car, it means so much to me and to this team to have this car competing every single week. But now for the points, for all of us that are below first, it's a race to Willie Smith.
It definitely is a race to Willie Smith, and I think what it sucks for Willie Smith, finishing 14th tonight, but I think it also helped you guys tonight too, with him finishing a little bit lower. That's now going to allow that point gap to kind of close it in just a little bit, and this is where racing is going to be the next couple of races interesting, because now it's racing for the points with everything getting closer and closer together.
Yeah. I will say, man, these guys are really they're such good drivers. And Willie, I don't know how he's able to do it. Keep it on pole, put it on pole, and then keep it on pole. I think he just got into like a little incident there after that green flag, and that's what sent him backwards. But bad for him, good for us. We'll go on and race him next week for the win.
Heck yeah. Well, buddy, I hope you have a great night. But before I say this, who do you got to give a big shout out to that made this machine possible here tonight?
Then the entire 12 team, Buc-ee's, for sponsoring this car every single week in and week out. Stephen Blevins, I mean, we also race each other in the trucks, and for Daytona we were in the same what do you call it, the same positions. He was first, I was second, we were on the top lane, I was pushing him. Ultimately we didn't make it out of 4, but this time we made it out of 4, just barely made it to the start finish line. So to everybody, Willie Smith, Doug, John, that were there at the end, everybody that races us so clean and so hard, they make it so much fun to come and race these every Monday.
Heck yeah. Well, buddy, I hope you have a great night. You stay safe out there. We'll see you next week, and let's see if we can get you back to back into victory lane and have a talk with you in the post race show of the night.
I really hope so. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Akari there, your race winner here tonight. Apologize for the camera angles that we've had issues with tonight. Ever since iRacing did these dang updates, it kind of screwed up all my camera packs that I custom made, and now they're all messed up, so we do apologize. We'll get those fixed here, but coming up, we'll be coming back live on Sunday night. Matt will be doing some broadcasting during the week, too. Stay tuned for him. Other than that, I hope everybody enjoys the night. Stay safe out there, and we'll see everybody later on.
Be sure to visit rabbitholepodcast.com today and check out the Halloween episode just released, where the guys packed up all the equipment and traveled to a haunted location full of antique relics and take phone calls with first-hand encounters with spirits, ghosts, and all things paranormal. Be sure to like and subscribe, and check out the new episode today at rabbitholepodcast.com.